You guys did that record on Roc-A-Fella, Get Your Mind Right.
And you know what's crazy? I didn't even know he was going to be on that joint. Me and Jay laid that verse first, and then, you know.
Where'd you guys record that at?
In Baseline.
Yeah,
this was Baseline, man. We did the whole
album? The whole album's such a classic, too.
Crazy. We did it in like a week, too. Jay was putting pressure on everybody. I remember when we...
was Amil always late to the studio?
Sometimes. Amil caught the bad end of the stick, man. Like, I would love to let her come up here and tell her story. But, you know, like, she's one of those girls I look at that was, you know, love, man. Love will cost you a lot in this game.
She was standing inside a billion-dollar machine and somehow still walked away with nothing to show for it. At the peak of Jay-Z's empire, money pouring in, global reach on lock, one artist was right there next to greatness and still ended up empty-handed. And now Memphis Bleek is finally breaking down how it happened, why it happened, and how Amil missed out on millions without talent ever being the issue. This story isn't about beef, it's about leverage, timing, and the unspoken rules of the music industry that decide who lasts and who quietly fades out. Bleek takes us back to a time when Rockefeller wasn't just running radio, they were everywhere. Real exposure, real power, artists getting paid just to show up, shake hands, build connections, and stay visible. This wasn't mixtape hustle culture. This was executive-level chess being played before most rappers even knew the board existed. And Bleek doesn't say this with bitterness, he says it with clarity. Amil had a real opportunity, a serious one. No hype, no what-ifs, a legitimate window to lock in long-term money and relevance. But then feelings got involved. Personal emotions entered the chat. The timing slipped. And in an industry that never waits on anyone, that's all it takes for the door to close. Now listen, before I play this clip, do me a favor. Drop your thoughts in the comments and hit that subscribe button. Let's get into it.
Once that backward is like half done, it's over with.
But this was Swisher Snoop back then.
Yeah.
This wasn't even backwards.
Yeah, you're right, Swisher Snoop.
He smoked my life away. I left that room, little half-dad put his dick
I'll
on
never forget,
that.
you know I used to do Snoop Dogg radio, right? This is like way before podcasts. Like, so when I left KMEO, before I came to Vegas, there was like a 7-month period where I did Snoop Dogg radio, a syndicated radio show where we were syndicated in like 30 different cities. You know what I mean? We were on every Sunday, I think.
Yeah,
every Sunday. Dope. We were on The Beat. Remember The Beat in LA?
Hell yeah, man.
Yeah, so we were on that station. So that was like a big deal to me, even though like I didn't really do a lot. Basically, all we were doing was conversing and playing records, you know what I mean? And smoking. And his wife would write me a check every week.
Snoop wife?
Yes.
Would write you a check?
Yes. I got, like, Snoop paid me to be on there talking shit with him. I'm like, I'm getting, like, when I think about it now, I'm getting paid to smoke weed, get flown out.
That's the illest job in the world.
With Snoop Dogg?
That's the illest job in the world.
We did that for like 6 or 7 months before I moved to Vegas, man. That was an experience. But like Snoop is another guy like we've known for a long time.
Yeah, Snoop the big. I remember I was in Africa.
You guys did that record on Roc-A-Fella, Get Your Mind Right.
And you know what's crazy? I didn't even know he was going to be on that joint. Me and Jay laid that verse first, and then, you know.
Where'd you guys record that at?
In Baseline.
Baseline?
Yeah, this was Baseline, man. We did the whole
album. The whole album's such a classic too.
Crazy. We did it in like a week too. Jay was putting pressure on everybody. I remember when we
like, was Amil always late to the studio?
Sometimes, like, you know, like Amil caught the bad end of the stick, man. Like, I would love to let her come up here and tell her story. But, you know, like, she's one of those girls I look at that was, you know, love, man. Love will cost you a lot in this game.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and everybody love. Like, that's why I say, you can never question how people love or grieve. Everybody deal with that in their own manner, in their own way. You gotta just respect it. You know what I'm saying? But she had a major shot, bro. Yo, but I remember I was in Africa, right? We had a show and Snoop came in the room, you know what I mean? He was hollering at Hov.
In Africa?
In Africa.
All the way in Africa.
And Snoop pull up, right? So, you know, he come in the dressing room, he holler at Hov. So then he asks Hov, he like, yo, where Bleek at? The Hove must have told him like Bleek got his own dressing room, but before he came over there, Hove came in the dressing room, he came to me. He like, yo, Bleek, yo, why Snoop looking for you? I'm like, yo, that's my dog, me and Snoop. Hey, he's like, oh man, I thought it was something, guy, like you did something or something. I'm like, nah, me and Snoop be blowing it down. That's the homie, man. Jay ain't even know that we was cool like that. He was looking like, what the hell Snoop doing looking for little bro like that? Let me find out what's going on. Word.
That's Snoop Dogg.
Yeah, word. He was looking for me, word. We held it down in Africa. Snoop is that guy, man.
This is one of those stories that sounds low volume, but hits heavy if you really listen. Because once you sit with it, this isn't about whether Jay-Z was right or wrong. It's about how ruthless success becomes when timing, pressure, and personal life crash into each other. The industry doesn't care how gifted you are if you can't show up when the moment calls. That's not cruelty, that's just business. My biggest takeaway from what Memphis Bleek shared was maturity. No gossip, no finger-pointing, just perspective. You can hear the respect in how he speaks to everyone involved, especially Amil. He never minimizes her talent. He never shrugs off her importance. Instead, he acknowledges something most people don't want to say out loud. Opportunity has a clock, and once that clock runs out, it doesn't rewind. What really stood out to me was how disciplined that Rockefeller era truly was. People love to romanticize it, like it was all vibes, studios, and smoke-filled rooms. But behind the curtain, there was structure, there were deadlines, there was pressure. Jay-Z wasn't moving off emotion, he was moving off operations. And that mindset is exactly why his career stretched far beyond just making music. This is where the lesson grows bigger than hip-hop. A lot of people miss life-changing money not because they lack talent, but because they can't move when it's time. Relationships matter, love matters, but timing still decides outcomes. That's not judgment, that's how high-level systems function. Most artists earn the bulk of their lifetime income in a very small window early in their careers. And if you miss that window, the business rarely gives you the same leverage again. That's not just Amil's story. That's the rule across music, sports, and entertainment. And that's why this story feels heavy without being negative. You can respect Jay-Z's focus and still have empathy for Amil's situation. Both things can exist at the same time. You can admire discipline while still recognizing the human cost. This isn't a scare tactic or a cautionary horror story. It's simply a reminder to align your personal life with your professional life. Not perfectly, just intentionally. And that's why this conversation actually matters. So let me ask you this. Do you think Jay-Z's business-first mindset is the reason his empire survived while so many talented artists like Amil saw their moment slip away? And when you hear Memphis Bleek explain Amil's situation, does it sound like a missed opportunity or an unavoidable life moment no strategy could fix? Let me know what you think in the comments, and make sure you like and subscribe. Peace.